भूतले श्रीमद् भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी इति नामिने। नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी आशक्यादिशरारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंदा श्री अद्वैत गदाधरा श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंदा। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंदा श्री अद्वैत गदाधरा श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंदा। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंदा श्री अद्वैत गदाधरा श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंदा। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम राम हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम राम हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम राम हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम राम हरे हरे। जय राधा माधव कुंज विहारी जय गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी यशोदानंदन व्रज जनरंजन यमुना तीरावनचारी। हरे कृष्ण Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshunvidam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah Shri Chaitanyamanopistam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Tadanti Swapatantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yudapadakamalam Shri Gurum Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrachatam Sahagana Raghunatanitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahidam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishada Ginaksha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Deenabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanda Radha Kanda Namosude Taptaka Anjana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Rishabhana Sude Devi Pranamami Haripriye Vancha kalpatarubhescha kripasindhubhyaiva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namah Namo Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimade Bhaktivedanta Swamine Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschati Deshitare Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhaktaranda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, everyone. I'm going to unmute everyone. Can I hear a big Hare Krishna from everyone, please?
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Mataji.
Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
There's some kids also in the class. Hare Krishna. So nice to hear them. I like when kids chant. It's so nice to hear. They're so innocent. Okay, so let's start with today's session. Contents of Gita summarized. Okay, chapter 2 overview. It's a big chapter, so we need to start early. And today, Krishna, Arjuna was lamenting, right? Because of the 5 reasons. Anyone remembers? You can raise your hand. We'll unmute. What were the 5 reasons why Arjuna lamented? I told you I'll ask today. Yes, Sulojana Mataji.
Compassion, no enjoyment, sin, family tradition, indecision.
Very nice. You have notes?
No, Mataji, I just remember night also.
Very nice. Okay, so that were the 5 reasons. What were the 9 reasons why Arjuna won the battle? Any reasons you remember? There were 9 reasons. It should be on your fingertips. 9 reasons.
Lord
Yes,
Hishikisha was with
yes.
Arjuna.
Yes,
the
very good.
Kapitwaja. Hanuman was on the flag on the chariot.
Yes.
The chariot was given by the Agnideva.
Very good. Yes. Then, which day was it? Some special day.
Moksha Ekadashi, and it was Dharmakshetra, Kurukshetra.
Yes, it was Dharmakshetra. Then, Tyakta Jivita.
Goddess of fortune.
Yes, goddess of fortune with Bhagyalakshmi was with him. Then the Gandiva, the Shankanada, the bow, and the conch shell. Right, all these helped Arjuna, favored Arjuna to win. Okay, good. You're getting nice answers. Okay, so that were the 5 reasons why Arjuna was not ready to fight in the first chapter. He was not ready. And this was Krishna's special arrangement. If something goes wrong in your life, it doesn't mean that's the end. That's just a beginning, right? This end is not yet. So that means God have some plans for you, but you have to trust the plan. That's a life lesson we learned from Arjuna, that he trusted on Krishna. He didn't just give it up and just run off somewhere. No, he was there and he become a disciple to Krishna. He submits. Like when we have problem, we should approach our seniors or guide or mentor. We should have someone like a mentor in our life. So that any problem you have, might be personal relationship problems, or especially for the youth, for teenagers, you have a lot of problems because you're going through that stage which your parents can understand, right? Your parents can't understand that stage. They can, but they can't help you fully, because I've seen we have gone through that stage, and I've seen my friends. We become more close to friends at that time, right? At that age, you don't your best friends are like very close to you than your parents. So that's the age. So you should have someone who's kind of senior to you, who can guide you in a right way. So when problems comes, sometimes when we take decision, it may not be the right decision. So what Arjuna is showing us, he's going to Krishna to ask for help. Now, because of these 5 reasons, now Krishna is like you've seen in the court, they put some arguments, and the next the lawyer, he have counter arguments, right? He gives a lot of arguments against it. The same way Krishna starts speaking in this chapter, and he takes out one by one, like all these things, problems. Oh Arjuna, this is your problem, now this is the solution. This is your problem, this is your solution. So Krishna gives, and today is the very important chapter of Bhagavad Gita, which talks about so many things which we really need to know. So before that, we should know that God realization is in 3 stages. Okay, some persons say that God is light, and they meditate on that light. They see that light, the Brahman, the Brahma Jyoti, and they see that is God. But then Bible says man is made out of man is made out of the image of God, right? So man have 2 hands, 2 legs. Why don't the Supreme Lord who created all of us have a form, right? But they think that he's formless. Yes, that is also a feature of the Lord, like Brahman. Okay, that's the first stage. This is just the light, but that light is coming from the Lord's body. Okay, I'll tell the comparison. And as you go closer, you'll understand the Lord is in our heart as Paramatma. He's localized form, right? So he's in our heart, and we realize that, yes, he's inside me. So he's Paramatma form, the 400 form. Then you realize the Bhagavan feature of the Lord. That's a Shyam Sundar 200 form. That yes, Lord has a form. Like for example, if we go to a sun planet, so this might come as a quiz question. First you see the sunlight, just this glowing out. So that's the Brahman. And as you go a little close by, there's a sun planet, and there's a sun god, personality or sun god there. Like for example given is, someone is cooking gulab jamun. So all of you like gulab jamun in this class? All of you? Yeah, you can't stop, no? Once you eat, you keep eating if you don't have diabetes. So, yes, gulab jamun. So, just imagine someone is cooking gulab jamun and making it and then frying it and then putting in the sugar syrup, and some nice aroma is coming. So, you are in the next room and you know that, oh, some sweet dish is being prepared. So, you just know the smell. You didn't see it or you didn't taste it, you just know something is there, something but sweet dish is happening. Same way Brahman aspect means just the superficial form, okay, just that, like the smell of the gulab jamun. Now the Paramatma form is, you are in the kitchen, you're seeing the gulab jamun being made. So that means something is happening in that pot or something in that vessel. That's a localized form. Okay, but then when you taste the gulab jamun, you get the real nectar. That is the Bhagavan aspect, because you have a personal relationship with the Lord and you start associating with the Lord, the supreme personality. So these are the 3 stages of God realization. See, when we go to an airport, initially from far we see some flights very small. As we go nearby, you see, okay, there are windows and you see the full length of the plane. So as you go closer to the Lord, you really understand that God is not having, it's not like a formless form. He has a form. He's a personality, but not like us. Okay, not a person like this. But then by we call him Bhagavan. Okay, so put it in the chat. Who is Dhanavan? Who's called Dhanavan? You can put in the chat. Who do you? Yeah, ISKCON bullets by Srila Prabhupada is the gulab jamun. Yes, Mataji. Yes, someone is rich, right? Dhanavan means someone who's rich. And who is Bhagyavan? Yeah, who's lucky and who have a lot of fortune, right? Yes. Okay. So, and then who do you call Bhagavan? Okay, Bhagyavan, Dhanavan, that's one quality. If you're rich, you're Dhanavan, right? And but Bhagavan is one who have all these 6 opulences in full. See, in this material world, someone might be very beautiful, might be Miss World or Miss Universe, but they may not be rich. They might come from a poor family. Or someone is very rich, but they may not have good knowledge. Might be they're illiterate. And someone who have nice knowledge, but they may not have beauty. right? So did you see anyone with all six of these qualities full in full? Yes or no? Put in the chat. Just show me. I want to see that person who is full in full in this material world. Yes, Krishna, I know, but then in the material world, no, right? In the material world, nobody can be full in full. Let's go one by one. Beauty. So it is said in Brahma Samhita, Kantarpakoti kamaniya vishesha shopam Govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami. Thousands of cupids get attracted to the Lord. Okay, just imagine one cupid only we can't wear. Thousands of cupids get attracted to the Lord. That is the beauty of the Lord. Rich, what can you say of the Lord? Thousands of Lakshmis are serving him. Lakshmi Sahasrashada Sambrama Sevyamanam Govindamade Purusham Tamaham Bhajami. Thousands of Lakshmis. One is massaging his feet. Everyone is serving the Lord. So he's the richest. Famous. 5,000 years ago, Krishna came in Dwapara Yuga and spoke Bhagavad Gita. Now also we discuss about Bhagavad Gita. Now also we discuss about the Makkan pastime, the Makkan chor, or the butter stealing pastimes of Krishna in Vrindavan. Right? So who is so famous like him? 500 years after, we are not known by our ancestors, I mean, for grandchildren, they don't even know our names. But then we remember the Lord even 5,000 years after. Strength. At the age of 7, Krishna lifted the Govardhan hill with his left hand, pinky finger, for 7 days. So at the age of 7, we can't even lift a mobile with this small finger. He lifted the whole Govardhan hill. Now, if you go to Vrindavan, you can see the hill is 25 kilometers long. Knowledge, Vedas, everything, the Vedas are compiled by him. Vedanta Krit Veda Videva Chaham. So Vyasdev, who's Krishna Dvaipayana Vyas, is the Lord himself. He compiled the whole Vedas. Renunciation. There's nobody detached like him. He is not attached to anything. The Lord is not attached to anything. So these 6 qualities makes him Bhagavan. Krishnastu Bhagavan Swayam. So what was a good quality which the Lord had in the first chapter? Anyone remembers? What was that quality which the Lord was, Arjuna was going on speaking, right? But how did Krishna react? Yes, Parthu. Can you unmute? Yes. Can someone unmute him? Sitara Mataji, you're right. Yes. Vanshika,
He was
you're right.
listening patiently.
He was listening, right, patiently. Like, we should be good listeners first. We are given 2 ears and 1 mouth. Why? Hear more and speak less. We should hear more and speak less. So first we hear. Shravanam Kirtanam Vishnu Smaranam. First we hear, then we know the process. So these Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam are all Shruti Praman. Shruti Smriti. Shruti means you have to hear them. It's by hearing we be hearing. So in the first chapter, yes, the Lord was hearing, okay, and he was showing the quality of a guru. So Krishna never advised Arjuna till now. He spoke in the first chapter, 25th sloka. Just like that, Arjuna just see the armies in front, but he didn't actually start advising. He was listening. Now he starts speaking. Okay. Bhagavan Kutastva idam vishame samupastitam anaryajashtam asvargyam akirti karam Arjuna. The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, my dear Arjuna, how have these impurities come upon you? They are not at all befitting a man who knows the value of life. They lead not to higher planets, but to infamy. What happened, Arjuna? Krishna is acting as if he didn't know anything. Now, sometimes we do that, just to tease the younger ones in the family, like, what happened to you? I didn't know all this. So Krishna has already planned everything. He has to start speaking Bhagavad Gita, so he knows that. But then still he's asking Arjuna, what happened to you? These impurities should not come on you. You are a great Kshatriya. Now if you do this, if you don't fight, you're going to go to the hellish planet. You're not doing your duty. Now Arjuna starts surrendering. Karpanya dosho bahada swabhava prichami tvam dharma sammoda cheda yashreyasya nishchitam rohitanme shishyasteham shadimam tvam prapannam. So now Arjuna asked Krishna to be that I be my guru and I am a disciple to you. Now I am confused about my duty and having lost all composure because of my surly weakness. In this condition, I'm asking you to tell me for certain what is best for me. Now I am your disciple, a soul surrender unto you. Please instruct me. So now Arjuna surrendered. Arjuna completely surrendered to Krishna, and Arjuna is like, I can't do anything because of all these five things: compassion, seeing my cousins. How can I kill my cousins? Sin. Dronacharya is my guru. If I kill him, there'll be sin. No enjoyment. How can I enjoy without my family? Then what else? Family traditions is going to be lost, and indecision. I really don't know whether to fight or not. Sometimes this happens in our life, no? Indecision. Most of the times, should I do it or not? Do it or not? And our mind easily tricks us. And my Shiksha Guru was saying, you should see whether it's coming from your mind or from your heart. Now, that's very important. Mind is very tricky. In 6th chapter, we will see Arjuna just compares the mind to a monkey. So we all had that problem, right? Crazy mind. But then the heart is what it says. So we need to listen to it. But then if we can't, you surrender to a senior person. Like, see, now he surrendered to Krishna. I'm surrendered to you. Please instruct me. Tam uvaja rishikesha prahasan iva bharada senayorubayor madhye visidandam idam vachaha. O descendant of Bharata, at that time Krishna, smiling in the midst of both the armies, spoke the following words to the grief-stricken Arjuna. Now Krishna is smiling. He is very calm and cool because he knows Arjuna has been covered by Yoga Maya of the Lord. Shri Bhagavan Uvaja. Akshochayan. Yes. Yeah, Barka, you want to chant?
Hare Krishna Mataji. Shri Bhagavan Vacha Ashochananya Shojastvam Prajnavadam Shabhashase Gatasuna Gatasumsha Nanushocanti Panditaha.
Okay, good. So what is Krishna saying here is that the Supreme Personality of Godhead said, while speaking learned words, you are mourning for what is not worthy of grief. Those who are wise lament neither for the living nor for the dead. We'll come to the discussion, this part of discussion later on, that those who are wise lament neither for the living nor for the dead. So a person who's really wise, he don't have to be worried for someone who is living. See, you can see this person doesn't have a leg, but who knows Bhagavad Gita, he knows what is it, his karma, his past misdeeds that's coming. And then does not lament for the dead. Why? Because that also he knows that, like we will see. We'll come to see that, okay? So here you can see Sri Bhagavan Uvacha. It is said in Bhagavad Gita, you take the book and you see Sri Arjuna Uvacha, Sanjay Uvacha, Dhritarashtra Uvacha. But in here, it is not given Krishna Uvacha. Instead, it is given Bhagavan Uvacha. Anyone knows why? You can raise your hand. It's just guessing. You may not be right. We are just having a discussion. Why is it said Sri Bhagavan Uvacha instead of Krishna Uvacha? Na? It can be. Yes, Bhuvaneshwari Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Bhuvaneshwari Mataji. You can unmute yourself and speak.
Can't hear you.
Partho ji, Hare Krishna. Yes.
Because Krishna and Bhagavan are both are same.
Yeah, so Krishna is Bhagavan Swayam. So that's why Prabhupada named this institute as International Society for Krishna Consciousness. He could have named it as International Society for God Consciousness, right? And then Prabhupada is like, no, I know who's God. I know his name. I know his address. I know his parents. I know everything about him. Should I call it like that? So if you know, sometimes I do that when new sisters join in my hospital, I really don't know their name. And it feels so embarrassed now to ask them, what's your name? Because I've been working with them for some time. And so I just call them sister, and then just come. Because I don't know their name. And just to cover it up, I just call sister. Anyway, she's a sister. She has to come. So sometimes 3-4 of them just turn and see whom I'm calling. I don't know. So I'm not sure about her name. So I just roam around the bush and I just call her sister. And same way, if you don't know God, you just say God. You don't know him, right? But here's a pure devotee who knows God, whose name is Krishna. So in the first shot, Prabhupada want everyone to be convinced in America that Krishna is God, the Supreme Lord. And he named it as International Society for Krishna Consciousness. And that's just in the first shot, it just makes it so clear, right? So here it is said, the Bhagavan Uvacha, because he's the Supreme Lord. Natve evaham jatunasham natvam neme janadipaha nachaivam na bhavishyama sarve vayam ataparam. Never there was a time when I did not exist, nor you, nor all these kings, nor in future shall any of us cease to be. Now here Krishna breaks something called atheism. There are some people who doesn't believe in God. You also know, right? Might be in your family, your relatives, friends. They don't believe in. They might ask, "You going for Bhagavad Gita class? Time waste. Why are you going? Huh? That time you see some movies and all that." No, all of you had that experience. They keep telling it because they don't believe in God and they don't want others also to be happy knowing about the Lord. So he's saying there was no time when I did not exist. That means the Lord was there in before the creation. He'll be there after the annihilation, after the destruction of the creation, full time. He is, because he cannot be destroyed. He's aja, he's unborn. So he's breaking the concept of atheism. Atheist says that God doesn't exist. But then Krishna himself is declaring that there was no time when I did not exist. Nor all these men and nor you. That means we are different from the Lord. He's breaking Mayavadism here. Mayavadis say that we are equal to God. Oh, I'm God. Something called Daridra Narayan. I'm Narayan, you are Narayan, we all are Narayan. And then Prabhupada says, where is your 4 hands? If you are God, then later on we'll see how to prove that they are not God. That's why Krishna shows the Vishwaroop, the universal form, so that in future, the so-called gods are not. How can a human become God? It's not possible. So Krishna breaks Mayavadism also here. Okay, now we'll see. You are not what you think you are. So what does this mean? Let's see. We think, what do I think? Oh, I'm Aishwarya. I'm doctor. I'm working here, and I have all these things. This is my this is my life, and I think this is it. Okay, this is the only one life, and enjoy to the maximum. That's what we all thought. No, till we came here, there is nothing else we know, but we just know that. We don't know much more about it. Yes, Prabhu, you're right. We are coming to that. So we are not what we think. We think that we are this body, but we are wrong. Because if I say, this is my hair, this is my eyes, this is my hands, this is my nose. So who am I? When someone dies, who leaves the body? You say your grandmother is passed away, but then who is lying there? That is the body. Who left the body? Why a dead body doesn't speak, have emotions, and yes. So all of you are right. We are Atma, or soul. So this is the first lesson in Bhagavad Gita. Krishna breaks all the 5 reasons. Arjuna said compassion, sin, all that. Almost all 2-3 reasons will be covered here, because Krishna says we are not this body. We are spirit soul. We are Atma. But we don't realize it, right? The body is made up of 5 elements, okay? Panchabhutas: earth, water, fire, air, ether. Okay, these are the Panchabhutas on which my body is made up of. This body is nothing but a bag of stool and mucus and blood and whatnot. Okay, kapha, vayu, pitta. So that's it. This body is made up of that, these 5 elements. But there is something called me. You know, sometimes when our friends are in problem, we'll say, I'm there with you, don't worry, I'm there. And you point out your hands to your heart and you say, I'm there with you, don't worry, no, I'm there. So that means, who's that I? It's inside the heart. That means the soul. Okay, so the spirit soul. So we have living things and non-living things. We see people, animals, plants. So all these grow, right? Why? Because they have the soul in them. And non-living things like mountains and stones and all, they can't grow and move and all. They are non-living. So what is that factor which is not there in the dead body is the soul. And the first lesson of Bhagavad Gita which Krishna speaks is, we are not this body. What are we then? We are spirit soul. So that's the first lesson. So Arjuna, why are you feeling bad for killing your cousins? You're not actually killing them. because they are spirit soul, the body is getting destroyed and the soul cannot be destroyed. He will say this. Okay, I'll give an example of car and a driver. Okay, now we have a car, we are driving. So who's actually running the vehicle? The driver, right? He has to start, put accelerator, and then that car moves. Okay, so even though it's an automatic car, there is an operator, there's a remote control to be operated. So the real force which is driving us is inside us, not the outside thing. And where is the soul situated? Can you put in the chat? Where do you think the soul is situated? Is it here, between the eyebrows, then over this area? All of you know. Oh, I'm getting nice answers. One person says between the eyebrows. That is Reena Mataji. Others, everyone gives the right answer. We'll come to that, Reena Mataji, about between the eyebrows. Okay. Yes. So all of you are right. It's in the heart. So the soul is situated in the heart. Okay. Okay. So this is the place where the soul is situated. Along with the soul, there's one more person there. We will come to that. Okay. And then there's something called bird in the cage. So just imagine there is a bird cage. Okay. And then there's a bird. If I don't feed the bird, what will happen to the bird? I just keep polishing the outside, but not give the food to the bird. What will happen? It will die, right? Similarly, if you don't take care of your soul, it will get weaker and weaker. We are just polishing the outside body we have with soap, shampoo, and all that, and keeping it very clean, just thinking about the body, forgetting the soul. Okay, so that is a problem. So that is a problem. So we need to take care of the soul, and food for the soul is some spiritual activity. You have material activities, you study, you work, you do all that. But along with that, if you have some 10 minutes every day for spiritual activities, then you are nourishing your soul. And the spirit soul is Jivatma. Okay, so we have three things. First is the gross body. So gross body is made up of 5 elements. What are they? Who can say? Please raise your hand. What are the 5 elements, the Panchaputas, which our material body is made up of? Yes, Sudipto, Prabhu.
The Hare Krishna Mataji. It is earth, fire, air, water, and sky.
That is the Panchaputas, right? Then we have, then we have the soul also inside the heart, which is Satchitananda, means very, very minute one. In between the gross body and the soul, there is something called subtle body. Okay, just imagine a man have put a t-shirt, okay, and over that an overcoat. Okay, so the overcoat is like the material body, earth, water, fire, air, ether. Now inside that, okay, there is a man, that is the soul. Now between the coat and the man, there is a t-shirt. Now that t-shirt is the subtle body, which is made up of mind, intelligence, and false ego. Okay, understood? So the material body, the gross body, which you can see, it's made up of earth, water, fire, air, ether, Panchaputas. It will get destroyed. When the time comes, my soul have to leave the body, and this body is either burned to ash or just buried on the earth and gets destroyed. But then there is a soul which leaves the body and goes to, we'll see where it goes. And then you have a subtle body made up of earth, made up of mind, intelligence, and false ego. Here in this sloka, Krishna says about the soul. Where does it go? Yes, Aratrika.
Dehinosmin yata dehe kaumaram yavanam jara tata dehantara praptir dhirastatra namuyati.
Yeah, so what is Krishna saying is, Dehinosmin, Arjuna, you don't worry that you're going to kill your cousins and all that. What is happening is, the soul is not changing, but the body is changing. See, when we are born, we had a baby body, right? All of you have these pictures. Now it's been a trend now to recreate your pictures in childhood. You've been with your friends in childhood and then you recreate it when you're grown. So did you see the difference? When you're young, you had another body, but now when you're old, you have another body. Where did that baby body go? It grew, right? But what happened to the soul? The soul is the same way. So the soul is seeing the body going to different changes, like boyhood, youth to old age. but the soul is the same. Okay, but then it's changing from one body, one small body to bigger body, just growing. We can't really see the changes, but it's been happening, right? The changes is happening. Same way, when the time of death comes, that means the soul is leaving one body, going into another body. Tada dehandara praptir. It is called transmigration of soul. So Bhagavad Gita teaches us, that's how it becomes a life manual. It teaches us how to face death. In this corona time, we all feel like, oh, that person left and this person died and that this, but actually the soul is just leaving that body, going into another body. Where does the soul go? It goes to another body. You can see here, the soul is in the heart. Now that's when we are born in the sense the material body is born, not the soul. So my soul was in the body of a small baby first. Then as I grew, you can see the soul is the same. But at the time of death, the soul leaves that body, goes to another body. Dehinosmin yada dehe kaumaram yauvanam jara tada dehandara praptir dhiras tatra namuhyati. So Arjuna, why are you lamenting? You're feeling you have to kill Dronacharya, Bhishmacharya, all your cousins. No, their soul is cannot be killed. It will go to another body. As the embodied soul continuously passes in this body from boyhood to youth to old age, the soul similarly passes into another body at the time of death. A sober person is not bewildered by such a change. You can see here, no, the changes is happening in the body, not the soul. Okay, I'll give an example also. So you can see here. Now, so like this, so many janmas we have taken. So this is a life cycle. We all were born, then we grow for some time, then we reproduce, then we become old and we decline, right? So that's another example I'll give you. Okay, so all of you had a tricycle like this when you are young, now in KG class, kindergarten and all. So we've been riding that. As we grow, might be like 3rd, 4th standard, we get a bicycle like this. And later on in college, we get a scooty, or might be 2-wheeler or something like that. And then we work and all, we have a car and all. Who was driving? It was me. I was driving all these vehicles. Okay, now, so that means my external covering might change, but the driver who's driving is the same. And when my car is broken down, I'll buy a new car. Like imagine if I buy a red car, I'm going to shift from this car to another car. Same way, when this body is not to be used anymore, when this body becomes rotten and not to be, it cannot carry out its function, the soul leaves the body, goes to another fresh body, right? Not only that, then you might ask for youngsters, right? So when it is time to leave, we have to leave. When the karma of that soul in that particular body is over, it has to leave to another body. So Krishna is asking, why are you lamenting? Why are you feeling bad? How many believe in 7 janmas? 7 janmas we had. Do you believe in that? Or you believe only this janma is there? But then why is bad things happening to good people? There is a person who's very good. Okay, I've seen him, very nice. But so many bad things are happening to him. Why? Because of his past life karma. He's taking it, right? So how many janmas, Palchan? 7? Why 7? Why not more? So Shastra says, we take from Shastra, okay? Yeah. So from Shastras, we learn that there were 84 lakh species of life. Is it a new information for you? Eureka. 84 lakh species, 84 lakh species of life. Jalaja Navalakshani, in the water form aquatics, we've been 9 lakhs. And Chatur Lakshani Manava, 4 lakhs in human species. So my soul was in the body of a crocodile. My soul was in the body of a dolphin before, or a tiger, or a monkey, or a tree, or a plant, or whatnot. And finally, I got a human form of life. So isn't it very rare? Prahlad Maharaj says, Durlabha Manava Janma, it's very rare to get a human form of life, but we are misusing it. We don't know how to use it. A lady had sandalwood tree in her home. She's cutting it and using it as firewood. Just imagine sandalwood, she's using as firewood because she don't know how to use it. Similarly, if we misuse this human form of body like animals, then we are also not better than two-legged animals, polished animals, right? But we should know our dharma. What is our dharma? What are we supposed to do? I should inquire, who am I? I should get out of this cycle of birth and death. I've been suffering so much. All these species, we've gone through all these species. It's not 7, okay? Even I've heard about it, but then it's not, reference is not from the Shastra, but this is from the Shastra, from Bhagavatam. It says we've been gone through 84 lakh species of life. In that 4 lakh species are human beings based on consciousness level. So we've been going from one mother's womb to another mother's womb with our karma also is taking, we are taking and coming, right? Good and bad karma. So that's now how do we end all this? We'll see. So we have a human life cycle here, right? So everyone is like born, and then we become teenager, and then adulthood, then we work, mature, seniority, and the death. So this is a cycle we have. Janma, Mrityu, Jara, Vyadhi. Matra Sparshastu Kaunteya, Shitoshna, Sugadukkada, Agama Paino, Anityastam Dikshaswa Bharata. Now Krishna says, don't be worried. See, you have a coin. A guru asked a person to get a paper and a pen, and the paper should have only one side. He searched the whole world, he could not see one side of the paper. Like there was a kind of binded thing, but then we can write from behind also. So he could not see a paper with no 2 sides, a coin with only one side. No, it was not possible. Same way, happiness and distress keeps coming and going, like matra, like seasons. You can see winter season, all the tree leaves are gone, but in summer you have get nice fruits. Same way, happiness and distress in our life. If we are happy now, yes, sadness will come. If we are sad now, happiness will come. The time will come. It just goes. Nobody is endeavoring to be sad. It just comes on its own. So, O son of Kunti, the non-permanent appearance of happiness and distress and their disappearance in due course are like appearance and disappearance of winter and summer season. They arise from sense perception, or son of Bharata, and one must learn to tolerate them without being disturbed. So it is not possible initially, but then we get disturbed, but then slowly, by improving our consciousness, we don't get disturbed, because we know that person was going with only one leg, that's because of his past karma. He have done some sin. See, why? Just imagine, there was like 4 babies. Okay, 4 babies. Each baby have different setup, financial background. Each babies have the different setups for their parents. So one child might go to a rich family, one is born to a poor family, one is born blind. Just imagine if a child is born blind, or child is born with some kind of a disease, cancer. What sin did that child do in that life? That means the karma is coming from previous life. So how do we try to balance it? We'll see. So happiness and distress keep coming and going. So don't get disturbed, Arjuna. Fight. Do your duty. Krishna is saying this to Arjuna to fight. Okay. न चायते म्रियते वा कदाचिन् नायं भूत्वा भविता वा न भूया अजो नित्य शाश्वतोऽयं पुराणो न हन्यते हन्यमाने शरीरे. For the soul there is neither birth nor death at any time. He is unborn, eternal, ever existing. Satchit Ananda. So Arjuna, why are you lamenting? You are telling that I have to kill all these people. There's no death for the soul, because there is no birth for the soul. Why? Because we are part and parcel of the Lord. The Lord is also Aja. The spirit soul is also Aja. So there is no, when we say happy birthday to you, we are actually saying happy birthday to the body, not for the soul. That's why don't think that, oh, I wish I could have started my spiritual life a little early. Might be in my 20s or 30s. It doesn't matter, because the soul doesn't have any age. There's no age for the soul. Your body is getting age. That's okay. But then we have options, we have again chances, right? So that you get a fresh body, and the spiritual life, it never ends. We'll see in this chapter that wherever we stopped, we can continue. So the soul is unborn, eternal, ever existing. Sat Chit Ananda. Just understand this meaning. Sat means eternal, that is no end and no beginning. Chit is full of knowledge. Ananda means bliss. Okay, So who are we? We are spirit soul, not this body. What are the proof of the soul? You've heard about near-death experience, out-of-body experience, then past life memories. Did you hear about all these? These all prove that there is soul. वासांसि जीर्णानि यथा विहाय नवानि गृह्णाति नरोपराणि तथा शरीराणि विहाय जीर्णानि अन्यानि संयाति नवानि देहि. So just imagine my dress is spoiled or it just get dirty, when you just plain dirt. Then what do? You just go change it and put to new garments, right? You have a bath and put new garments. Same way, when this body is like a dress. When this body becomes old, the soul leaves this body, takes another fresh body. So Arjuna, why are we lamenting? Why are you worried that Bhishma and Dronacharya is going to be killed? They are anyway old. If you do the battle and anyway the soul cannot be killed, they will get new body. So why are you lamenting? That's what Arjuna Krishna is saying. As a person puts on new garments, giving up old one, the soul similarly accepts new bodies, giving up old and useless ones. Okay, understood? The concept of soul is clear for everyone, right? I don't think there's need more explanation, but that's why I recommend this book, Science of Self-Realization. You get it in a package. When you order Bhagavad Gita, you get this book. This is a wow book, very nice book. Nothing about spiritual life, nothing about God or anything, just about the soul. So the Science of Self-Realization, okay, it's called Atma Gaveshan in Hindi. You can read it. Amazing book by Srila Prabhupada, and he talks about the soul. Very nice book. Okay, so you read about that, then you understand what actually the soul is. Very powerful. Okay, and then he says about the properties of the soul. Okay, Barka chant. What are the properties of the soul?
Hare Krishna Mataji. Nainam chintanti shastrani, nainam dahati pavaka, na chainam kledayantyapo, na shoshati marutaha.
Yeah, so this chapter has so many slokas to learn. Yesterday, I think 1.1. Anyone learned 1.1 in this class? Dhritarashtra Vaja. Yes, Varsha, Mataji, learned?
Yes.
Chant.
Tell it.
Yeah.
धृतराष्ट्रौवाच धर्मक्षेत्रे कुरुक्षेत्रे समवेतायुयुत्सवः मामखा पाण्डवश्चैव किमकुर्वत सञ्जय.
Very nice. Radha Mataji, you have a very nice name, Radha. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna
Yes,
Mataji.
Mataji.
Dhritarashtra Dharmakshetre Kurukshetre Samaveta Mamaka Pandavaschaiva Kimakurvata Sanjaya.
Very nice. Okay, so that is 1.1. So many learned. Very good. So today's sloka for the day is 2.13. Dehinosmin yata dehe kaumaram yavvanam jara tada dehamdara praptir dhirastatra namohyati. We'll put the audio and the clip for you so that it's easy to learn. Write it down. Have a sloka book. Write it down. That's how I learned. Write it down. All these kids coming to my class, they're all been trained during kids sessions. They write it down, hear the sloka repeatedly. You don't have to learn Sanskrit separately. Along with this, you can learn. So just repeat it again and again. You will learn. You are just reciting Bhagavad Gita sloka, which is not different from Krishna. So here it is said, the soul can never be cut into pieces by any weapon. Arjuna, you have your Gandiva bow and you're fighting. With that bow, you're killing those bodies. But the soul cannot be cut. And it cannot be burned by fire, nor moistened by water, nor withered by wind. That's why suicide is not a solution for any problem in our life. What are we trying to end? This material body. Whatever the soul cannot be destroyed by fire. Right? So that's not a solution for anything. We should face life. We should face problems. All these are because of my past karma, and have trust in God and move on. So this Bhagavad Gita really helps us how to face life, how to face problems, and give us a lot of examples. Like Bhagavatam gives example of Chithrakethu Maharaj. this Maharaj didn't have son. Okay, so any children. So he was worried, who will I give the throne to? He had so many wives, but he was not happy. And then because he didn't have a son, so finally he was blessed by Angira Muni, and he got a son. Okay, the first wife gave birth to a child, and the child was called Harsha Shoga. Harsha means happy, Shoga means sadness. The son will give both happiness and sadness. So finally, or because the husband, the Maharaj, was so attached to the first wife, he started neglecting all the other wives. They all became jealous of the first wife, and what did they do? They gave poison to the baby, and they killed the baby. And Chithrakethu Maharaj started lamenting. He could not take it because such a grief. No, it happens to most of us. And Krishna also says it's natural when someone of your dear one leaves. It's natural, that emotion, that part is there. But then we should not get depressed. We should come out of it. No, we should move on. We should not just be stuck there and just get depressed. That's what Bhagavad Gita teaches us, to overcome it. So Narad Muni came with Angira Muni, and he called the soul of the baby back, and the baby got up. And Narad Muni told, this is your father. See, he's crying for you. And the baby's like, father? In which Janma he was my father? Like that. We had 84 lakh species of life. We have 84 lakh species of parents. I mean, we've been coming through different species of life. So nothing is permanent in this life. Nothing. The so-called everything of ours is not actually ours, right? We are temporarily here. We don't know when we have to leave. So before that, we need to do something in this life so that we can get moksha, liberation. So we are not the body, we are spirit soul. And as the soul is part and parcel of the Lord is Satchidananda, unborn, eternal. Same way, the soul is also unborn. Jatasya hi dhruvo mrityur dhruvam janma mridasya cha tasmat apariharyarte natam shojitamarhasi. One who has taken his birth is sure to die. And after death, one is sure to take birth again, unless he get liberation. Therefore, it is unavoidable to discharge your duty. You should not lament. Arjuna, get up and fight. Because whoever have taken birth has to die. Whoever have died will take birth again, rebirth. No, Janma, Mrityu, Jara, Vyadi. It will keep coming. Birth, death, old age, and disease. All created means are unmanifest in their beginning, manifest in their interim state, and unmanifest again when annihilated. So what need is there for lamentation? Don't lament. Get up and fight. Dehi nityam avadyoyam dehe sarvasya bharata tasmat sarvani bhudani natam shojitamarhasi. Soul who dwells in the body can never be slain. Therefore, there is no need for lamentation. Now, don't worry, Arjuna. Just start fighting. He's like, just start. Do your duty. Do your karma. Krishna is going on motivating Arjuna. It is said that Arjuna was the first depressed person. First, because he is the one who is getting a lot of counseling from Krishna. But it's all for us. He is not actually depressed. He is just acting just on our behalf. Hato va prapshyasi swargam jitva va bokshasi mahim tasmat uddishta kaunteya yudhaya Krita Nishchaya, O son of Kunti. So the two things can happen to Arjuna. Either he will be killed on the battlefield, right? He will lose. And then if he is killed, what happens? Arjuna was a pious soul. His soul will go to heavenly planets and enjoy. Or will conquer and enjoy the earthly kingdom. Either you will win, you will get the Hastinapur. Therefore, get up with determination and fight. See, two things can happen to Arjuna. Either Arjuna can win or lose, right? Win or lose situation. So if he loses, what happens? All the Pandavas will be killed by the Kauravas, and their soul, because they are in the Dharma side, they will go to heavenly planets and enjoy there. In Swarga, no? Swarga planets, and they will enjoy. Or if Arjuna wins, he get the kingdom. Yudhishthira can be the king and they get Hastinapur. So why are you worried, Arjuna? Fight. You can't just run off. You have to fight. And if you run off, what will happen? Many will say, see, Arjuna said Dalpok. See, he's a coward. He's not coming and fighting. And they will scorn your ability. And that will be more painful for a Kshatriya. You die once, not you have to, it is said that you die before you die. Some people die before their actual death. Then they keep dying. They think they have this tension and they have these problems and they actually killing themselves. But no, actually there's something called spiritual death. But this is what now Krishna says, any small thing you do is never waste. Neha Bikramanasosti Pratyavayona Vidyate Swalpamabhyasya Dharmasya Trayade Mahadobhayat. Don't think, oh, I'm wasting my 1 hour of time for this Bhagavad Gita session. What am I going to get? No, this is like a permanent bank balance for you. Don't worry. In this endeavor, there is no loss nor diminution. And a little advancement on this path can protect you from most dangerous type of fear. Anyone know who this elephant is? You would have heard about this elephant story. Yes, Mataji, who's this elephant? Radha Mataji.
Gajendra.
Ha, very nice. It is Gajendra. So we know about the Gajendra Moksha. He was bitten by a crocodile. Okay, and for thousands of years he was fighting in that Trikutavana, in that pond. And then finally he thought, oh, what am I doing? He remembered his past life as Indradumna Maharaj, and he started taking a lotus flower and offered to the Lord. Namo namaste akila karanaya nishkaranaya adbhuta karanaya. And there is a nice prayer of Gajendra Stuti. So he just took a flower and offered to the Lord. He got moksha. Just imagine, just by offering a flower. That's how the Lord is. So whatever we do, it's never a loss. See, I would have done so many sin in my previous life. Prabhupada says, don't think that no one is sinless in this world. Everyone is sinless. Why? If you are sinless, everyone is sinful. Then nobody is sinless. Why? If you are sinless, you won't be in this material world. You will be in spiritual world enjoying with the Lord. So that just don't worry about your past. It's gone. Past is dead and gone. Always people lament about the past. Oh, I did that. I wish I did that. That's okay. It's done. It's over. And why are you anxious about your future? Always we are anxious about the future. What's going to happen after this corona? What's going to happen? But what about the present? We are missing the point. We are missing the present, right? So Krishna says, start your devotional life as early as possible so that it can protect you from great dangers. Whatever sin we have done till now, everything get vanquished. Like a dry grass is put on the floor, you put a matchbox in it, just in few seconds, just burn to ashes. Same way, that's the power of spiritual life. You chant the holy name of the Lord once, you hear Bhagavad Gita once, everything, all the negative things in your life just get vanquished. So that's how the power of spiritual life is. So there was a rat, and the rat always likes to eat some cherry and something. And then there was a ghee lamb, and he was getting nice smell of the ghee. He came and just took the lamp on his nose, and he was doing like this in front of the Lord, and he died. He got moksha, because this is called Ajnata Sugriti. Unknowingly you water a tulsi plant, unknowingly you go to a temple, unknowingly you do some seva, then it becomes Ajnata Sugriti. And when this Ajnata Sugriti piles up, like when you collect 10 rupees, it becomes 100 rupees one day. Same way, when your Ajnata Sugritis come and pile up, then you become Sugriti, you become pious, then you start your devotional life. So any small service you do, it's valuable. There was a squirrel who helped Lord Ram to build the Sedu Bandhan. When all the monkeys were taking big stones, writing Rama and putting on the ocean, Hanuman was leading, right? And the squirrel took one small pebble and just put it on the sand, sea. And Hanuman is like, what is this small squirrel doing? And then he threw him out. But then Lord Ram took him and told, he is doing according to his capacity. Just don't think, I can't learn Sanskrit, I can't learn slokas. That's okay. Whatever we can, we do. Okay, try to understand Bhagavad Gita lessons. And when Hanuman's tail was on fire, he went to Lanka and burned the whole Lanka. So any small service we do to the Lord, it's never waste. In the mind of those who are too attached to sense enjoyment and material opulence, who are bewildered by such things, the resolute determination for devotional service of the Lord does not take place. So our mind is so crazy. So it should give us some positive things. So when we do have material life, along with that, if we have some kind of spiritual values in life, then we are never lost. Traigunya Vishaya Veda, Naishray Gunyo Bhavarjuna, Nirdvandvo Nitya Sattvasto, Niryoga Kshema Atmavan. The Vedas deal mainly with the subject of the three modes of material nature. O Arjuna, become transcendental to these three modes. Be free from all dualities and from all anxieties for gain and safety, and be established in self. Now Krishna says to come out of the three modes. We'll talk about in the 14th chapter. Don't get confused. So he's saying just overcome the three modes. Three modes is affecting you. Sattva, Rajas, Tamo, Guna. Just come out of it. All purpose served by a small well can at once be served by a great reservoir of water. Similarly, all purpose of Vedas can be served to one who knows the purpose behind him. So the purpose of studying the Vedas is to know the absolute truth. Okay, this is who is this? Anyone know who this is? Who is inquiring from someone? He was supposed to die in 7 days by the bite of a snake. Yes, Mataji.
Parikshit Maharaj, Mataji. Shukadev.
Yes. Shukadev Goswami and Parikshit Maharaj. Very nice. Yes, and you can see in the audience there is Vyasdev, Narad Muni, all sitting. So that's all. So studying the Vedas is to know the absolute truth. You have a right to perform your duty, prescribed duty, but you are not entitled to the fruits of action. Never consider yourself the cause of the results of your activities, and never be attached to not doing your duty. So this will come in the tomorrow's chapter, Karma Yoga. We will see, you can see here 3 modes are acting on us, like Sattva, Rajas, Tamaguna, like a puppet, and we are like a doll in their hands, and Krishna is above it. Okay. Perform your duty equipoised, O Arjuna, abandoning all attachment to success or failure. Such equanimity is called yoga. Now you do your duty. So Krishna says, Arjuna, you do your duty. You don't worry about the results of it. Don't see what's going to happen. First, Krishna says, you are not this body, you are spirit soul. Now he says to perform his duty. Dukkeshva anudvigna mana sukeshu vigata spriha vidaraga bhayakrodha stida dirmuniruchyate. One who is not disturbed in mind, even amidst the threefold miseries, are related when there is happiness, and who is free from attachment, fear, and anger, is called a sage of steady mind. Stida dhir muni. Okay, so always having a steady mind. And this is about great devotees, okay, not our stage. Dhyayedo vishayan pumsa sangaste shubha jayade sanga sanjayade kama kama krodha bijayade. Now Krishna says, why you're getting angry? Because we contemplate the objects of senses, okay, we have some attachment, then we have attachment for them. So first we think about something, we have attachment, and from attachment there is lust, and then from lust, anger. So I want iPhone, I'm not getting iPhone, then I become angry. So that's how the anger develops. And once anger develops, what happens? Krodhat bhavati sammoha, sammohat smriti vibramaha, smriti pramshat buddhinasho, buddhinashat pranashyati. From anger, complete delusion arises. And from delusion, bewilderment of memory. When memory is bewildered, intelligence is lost. And when intelligence is lost, one falls down into the material pool. So these are 8 steps of material fall down. I will let you know this. See from this stage, you can see here. First is contemplating on object, either positively or negatively. You think about it, then you have attachment for it. Imagine iPhone, I'm thinking about iPhone, then I get so attached to it. Then there is lust, I want it, the desire. Then unsatisfied lust, oh, I'm not getting the iPhone, then I become angry. Unsatisfied lust results in anger. Then when I'm angry, what happened? There's delusion, I can't think of anything else. Then bewilderment, confusion. Then there's loss of intelligence, buddhinasha. And buddhinasha pranashyati. And then one falls down into gross material existence. So you need to cut this. Now the anger can be cut by changing our attitude. Our mind should be given some kind of engagement so that it's always a happy. So there is 3 stage: thinking, willing, and feeling stage for the mind. Raga dvesha vimuktaistu vishayan indriyascharan atma vashyir videyatma prasadam adhigacchati. But a person free from all attachment and aversion, able to control his senses through regulative principles of freedom, can obtain the complete mercy of the Lord. So Bhagavad Gita also teaches us how to control the mind. Okay, in 6th chapter we will see how to control different techniques to control the mind. Although the vast ocean is always filled with water, it is always, especially during the rainy season, being filled with much more water. But the ocean remains the same steady. It is not agitated, nor does it cross beyond the limit of its brink. This is also true of a person fixed in Krishna consciousness. So the ocean, you've seen how much of water flow in or dry or something. It's not agitated much because it is steady. It's having a steady mind. He knows, the pure devotee also knows the plan of the Lord. Prabhupada was like that when he was constructing the Juhu temple for Radha Ras Bihari. There was a lot of problems. There was a person who kept on irritating Prabhupada, and but he never was disturbed. He was like, this is all Krishna's plan. I trust in Krishna's plan. And he finally built a temple for him, for the Lord. So a pure devotee always desires, and Krishna makes it happen. So we learned that we are not this body, we are spirit soul. And the soul is situated in the heart. We can't actually see the soul. When you say that a person died, we can't actually see. I mean, in YouTube, they put so many cameras, videos that the soul is going some white, something. No, actually, you can't see the soul. Why? Because the size of the soul is 1 by 10,000, the tip of the hair. You take one hair and you see the end of the hair, okay? So small. And you cut it into 10,000. That part of 1 by 10,000 is the size of the soul. How can we see? We need microscope to see our see microorganisms. How can we see the soul with this imperfect eyes? So people don't believe. They don't see, they think, they don't believe. These are all given in the Shastras. This Keshagra, this point is given in Bhagavatam. Srimad Bhagavatam says about the size of the soul. And any small service you do to Krishna is never lost. So change the way you think, have positive thoughts, which help us to achieve a balanced perspective in life, right? Think positive, be motivated. Sometimes what happens, we become so negative. Why? Because we compare ourselves with others. Someone have put in the chat yesterday, stop comparing ourselves with others. That's the best way to remain happy. That's true, right? All these social medias and Facebooks and whatnot is giving a kind of a pressure, a peer pressure for the youth and everyone. Oh, that person. See, if there is a rich person in my neighborhood, why should I be jealous of that person? Because that person is enjoying his karma. I am enjoying my karma, enjoying or suffering. Two things, either punya or papa. Tomorrow we'll see in detail about karma. Okay, so that person is enjoying his good karma. If you have done good karma in your past life, that means you will be rich this time, you will be beautiful or handsome, and you have a good family, and you'll be educated. All these are because of your punyas, whatever you have done. If you are ugly, illiterate, poor, and have some disease, that's because of your past bad karma. So good karma and bad karma will give us results, but then our attitude towards life. See, before learning Bhagavad Gita, life was like this, but then after understanding Bhagavad Gita, life is same, but then our attitude or approach is different. Because we know when a person leaves the body, we say that the soul left the body. Where did the soul go? To a new body. Either the soul goes to heaven because you have done some punya, or to hellish planet to suffer, or get moksha, liberation, right? Liberation is also there. That is also there. It's not necessary the soul always go to another body, but then if it gets moksha, liberation, that is also good. And if we get another body, that's also good. And how is the body determined? Karanam guna sankasya. It's not us who decide which body I'm going to get next. Okay, I'll give an example. Raise your hand if you can answer this. I'm vacating a house which is taken for rent. Now I have to have a new house. Okay, so should I take all my things and shift, or should I book the new house and then shift? One or two? Yes, try yes. I can't hear you. What should I do? First, should I shift things or should I book the house?
Book the house first.
Otherwise, I'm going to take my things and I'll be like, don't know where to go. Same way, when we are about to, when it's time for us to leave this body, our next body is ready. Next body is already ready. Then only my soul can leave this body, go to another body. Right? It might take some time, but this life is the preparation for the next life. So what should we do? Animals also sleep, we also sleep. Animals also eat, we also eat. Is that only thing for this human life? We can question, we can ask about ourselves. We can know that we are spirit soul. Once we know we are soul, we need to do something for the soul, right? The spiritual activity for the soul. And what is that? We will see tomorrow what we are supposed to do for encouraging our soul to have a positive attitude towards life. Okay. So that we'll see. And this is the one we can order. We'll put the link to you. It's just 600 rupees set. You get a Bhagavad Gita as it is. You also get signs of self-realization. Then your perfect answer, perfect questions. And you also get a java beads and java bag. I'll talk about this tomorrow. So this is our Radha Govinda, and this is a package available. So take away message from this class is, I'm not this body. Okay, I'm not a body that has a soul. I'm a soul that has a visible part called body. Now sometimes we think we are human beings with spiritual experience. No, we are spiritual beings with human experience. We are spiritual beings actually. Now we are spirit soul. So when something goes wrong with the body, we don't get too much attached to it, because we know we are spirit soul. So this is what Krishna speaks to Arjuna, that don't worry about your cousins and Dronacharya and Bhishmacharya and all that. Fight, Arjuna, fight. This is your time to do your dharma. This is your time. You're a Kshatriya. Do it. Fight. That's your dharma. But then don't think about just the body. Sometimes we get so involved that we think, oh, I'm this body. All this is mine. I want only to be happy and just remain happy. I forget about the soul. Sometimes we don't even think about the soul, not about God or anything. But then we are suffering. How long we'll do this? We need to end the cycle of birth and death, get moksha and go back, right? So if you surrender to the Lord as Arjuna surrendered, karpanya dosho, shishyaste meham shanti mam tvam prapanna. Okay, Sat Chit Ananda. Sat means eternal, Chit means full of knowledge, and Ananda is blissful, happy. Ishvara Parama Krishna, Satchit Ananda Vigraha, Anadiradir Govinda, Sarvakarana Karanam, Sat Chit Ananda. Sat is eternal. Eternal means no beginning, no end. And Chit is full of knowledge, and Ananda is bliss, full of bliss. Okay, so we are done with this chapter. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So we should take care of our soul. How do we take care of our soul? We'll see tomorrow. Okay, so stay tuned, and tomorrow do come. And today we just learned that we are not this body, we are spirit soul, and we need to take care of the soul. If the soul is not taken care, and if only the outside cage is polished and kept very neat, that means the body is kept neat, but the soul is not taken care, like the bird died, the soul also will become weak and weak and weak. So we should give more food to the soul, which is that food we'll come to know tomorrow. Okay, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Okay, we'll see a video and come back. Before that, all of you can unmute and chant once. Hare Krishna, Krishna
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram.
Hare Krishna.